Jade Cargill had never been pinned. Not once. Not on SmackDown, not on any stage WWE had put her on. She was supposed to be untouchable, unstoppable, a force of nature in human form. So when Liv Morgan stepped into that ring on March 21, 2025, most of the WWE universe genuinely believed they were about to watch someone get destroyed. Welcome to Slam Nation, the ultimate home for the most insane, unpredictable, and explosive wrestling drama on the planet. Jade Cargill had been building towards something monstrous ever since her arrival in WWE. Every appearance, every match, every promo carried the same energy, the energy of someone who had come to collect. She was physically unlike anyone on the SmackDown roster, standing at 6 feet tall, built like a sculpture carved specifically to intimidate. People in that locker room had been watching Jade dismantle opponents with a kind of surgical efficiency that felt genuinely different from anything WWE had seen in years. And Liv Morgan? Liv had her own story. She was the Reaper. She had survived everything WWE threw at her, clawed her way up from the bottom, become a world champion, and done it all while everyone doubted her. But this felt different. This felt like a mismatch on paper, and a lot of people in that building were not sure Liv had an answer for what Jade was bringing. If you love WWE drama and insane wrestling moments like this, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to Slam Nation, and turn on notifications because things are only getting crazier from here. Drop your thoughts in the comments right now because I want to know whose side you are on. From the moment the bell rang, Jade came in like she always does, with pure physical dominance. She was using her size, her strength, and her raw athleticism to make Liv feel every single second of that match. Jade was cutting off Liv's pace, disrupting her rhythm, throwing her around the ring with the kind of casual authority that makes opponents look small. And the crowd felt it. The SmackDown crowd was buzzing with that uneasy energy, the kind you only get when the audience genuinely does not know who is walking out of this one. There was tension in that arena that you could physically feel through a screen. Every time Jade connected, every time she planted Liv into the canvas, the crowd winced because they were waiting for the moment Liv simply could not get back up. But what happened next shocked everyone. Liv Morgan refused to break. That is the thing about Liv that even her biggest critics cannot deny. She has a threshold that most wrestlers simply do not have. Jade would land something devastating, something that would have ended anyone else, and Liv would roll to the apron, shake her head, and come right back. She was not just surviving. She was studying. She started threading herself into the match in ways that Jade was not prepared for. Every time Jade tried to ground her, Liv found a way to create just enough chaos to stay alive. The crowd started to sense it too. That quiet shift where disbelief starts turning into something that feels a lot like hope. Fans could not believe what they were seeing, because Jade was doing everything right. Her strikes were crisp, her slams were rattling the entire ring, her presence was suffocating. This was not Jade having an off night. This was Jade performing at a terrifyingly high level, which made what Liv was doing even more unbelievable. You do not survive a Jade Cargill performance like that unless you are made of something different. And Liv Morgan has proven, time and time again, that she absolutely is. There is a stubbornness in Liv that borders on supernatural. She gets hit, she gets hurt, and then she finds another gear that nobody knew she had. The momentum of the match started shifting in ways that felt almost cinematic. Jade went for a big move, one of those moments where she is looking to close the chapter completely, and Liv slipped through. There is a precision to Liv's counters that gets overlooked because of how chaotic her overall style looks. She is not just scrambling. She is reading the match, reading her opponent, waiting for the exact fraction of a second where the door opens. And when it opened, Liv Morgan kicked it off the hinges. This completely changed everything. The crowd that had been quietly nervous suddenly erupted. Because now Liv was building momentum and Jade was having to respond instead of dictate. The dynamic had flipped. Jade was still dangerous, still physically imposing, still absolutely a nightmare to deal with. But the control she had walked into that match with was no longer locked in. Liv had cracked it. And once Liv Morgan gets her hands on a crack in your armor, she does not stop until the whole thing falls apart. She started attacking that crack with everything she had, faster, sharper, and more precise with every single exchange. Nobody expected this moment to arrive this fast. Jade tried to reassert herself. She hit Liv with something that should have ended it. The SmackDown crowd held its collective breath. Liv kicked out. And that moment, that kick out, changed the entire atmosphere of the arena. The roof nearly came off. You could feel the belief start to pour in from the crowd. Not because they thought Jade was weak, but because they were watching Liv Morgan prove something in real time. She was going punch for punch, will for will, with the most physically dominant woman on the entire SmackDown roster. And she was not just surviving it. She was thriving inside it. The WWE universe exploded after this happened. Both women were now operating at a level that had every single person in that arena on their feet. Jade responded to the kickout by escalating, trying to remind Liv and the entire crowd exactly what she was capable of. The power she displayed in those moments was staggering. She was throwing everything she had at Liv Morgan and Liv was absorbing it, redirecting it, and turning it into fuel. The back and forth in those final minutes was the kind of wrestling that makes you forget you were watching a scripted sport. It felt raw, urgent, and completely unpredictable. The finish came the way great finishes always do, fast, sudden, and completely emotionally loaded. Liv hit Oblivion. She covered Jade. The referee counted. 1, 2, 3. Liv Morgan had just pinned Jade Cargill. For a moment, the SmackDown arena almost did not process it. Then the noise hit like a wall. Because this was not just a match result. This was a statement. Liv Morgan, the woman everyone has written off at every stage of her career, had just handed Jade Cargill her first pin loss in WWE. Not with a fluke. Not with a distraction. She won that match in the middle of the ring, clean, with everything Jade had thrown at her having failed to stop her. Things became even more chaotic after this happened. Because now the entire SmackDown landscape had to recalibrate. Jade Cargill's aura of invincibility had been one of the most powerful forces on that brand. Her very presence carried a different weight because of that undefeated streak. Now that streak was gone. And the person who ended it was Liv Morgan, who was now walking around SmackDown with the kind of confidence that only comes from doing something people told you was impossible. You could see it in her eyes. She knew exactly what she had just done. And so did everyone else in that building. What does this mean for Jade going forward? That is the question that every single person in the WWE universe is now asking. Because Jade Cargill is not the type to take a loss and disappear quietly. She is built for war. A loss of this magnitude does not diminish her. If anything, it lights a fire underneath her that the entire locker room should be afraid of. And Liv Morgan knows that better than anyone. Because Liv has been through the fire herself. She knows exactly what it looks like when someone comes back with nothing left to lose. She has been that person. And now she is the one who created that version of Jade Cargill. This rivalry is nowhere near finished. If anything, March 21, 2025, was only the beginning of something far bigger and far more dangerous than either of these women has ever been a part of. The SmackDown women's division just got turned upside down, and the aftershocks of this result are going to be felt for a long time. The question is not whether Jade Cargill is coming for Liv Morgan. The question is what version of Jade Cargill shows up when she does. A hungrier version. A more focused version. A version that is something to prove to every single person who watched her get pinned on SmackDown. And whether Liv Morgan can survive it a second time is something nobody in the WWE universe can answer right now. If this breakdown had you on the edge of your seat, you already know what to do. Smash that like button, subscribe to Slam Nation, and turn those notifications on because the fallout from this match is going to send shockwaves across SmackDown for weeks. Share this video with every wrestling fan you know and get down to the comments immediately. I want to know who you think walks away from the rematch when it happens. Is Liv Morgan truly at another level now, or is Jade Cargill about to remind everyone exactly why she was undefeated in the first place? The answer is coming. And Slam Nation will be here when it does.